So
You're live.
We're live. Evening, everybody. Welcome to the Facebook world. If you can hear, see us, can you please let us know?
I thought you was going to sing the song then.
Oh, no, I'll let him play it. I haven't quite learnt it. You had a good week, Bob?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah. I've, it's been a funny week, really. I've just felt a bit blur, when you sort of struggle to get going.
I think everybody has been this week. Do you know that?
Yeah. I've really struggled to find my footing this week. I think it don't help with a type of sort of work I do and that when you get the end of the month midweek and then the start of the month midweek. It throws me right out, it does.
Yeah. And then it's the difference between weekends and weekdays where we are. Because weekends you're busy. Weekdays you might see 3 customers.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
There's lots I can do in the shops, isn't it? It's not the be all and end all. Right, can anybody let us know if they're out there? Can you see in the chat, Paul?
Yeah, we're here. We're live.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone in it yet, but then I hardly ever can.
No, nor can I, funny enough.
Yeah, there's people in. No one commenting yet, but there is people in. There is people in. Give it a couple.
How do you know
it? I don't know if you get different feedback to me, but I get the bit up in the top corner. I get the audio. It should be okay. Everything should be okay. Everything should be okay. Everyone should be able to hear me live. Everybody, comment. Seems to be very slow tonight. Whatever's going on, but we will get there. Right.
Paul said he'd like to hear our jingle.
Oh, you can hear my. I just don't know where it is. So
you can leave it if you want.
Let's start the show.
Dim the lights, the night's alive. We're diving deep where shadows thrive. Journeying through the EGH.
Paranormal called psychics I rush to. They've got the stories you never knew.
Journeying through the EGH. Ghosts and vibes, we're here to talk. Hold on tight, it's a spooky walk. Journeying through the EGH.
We're not going to go through the next chorus because I don't know if it's on loop or not. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Journey Through the EGH Paranormal Talk Show with myself, Russell Old, Mr. Psychic Cy, and Mr. Paranormal Paul. Good evening to you two.
Good evening.
Are we? How are we? As I start the show every week, I'm going to say, Paul, how are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. It's just another week, really, isn't it? I was just saying to Side, I don't know what it is. Something's going on in the atmosphere. I've really struggled to get myself going this week. Struggled to find that oomph.
The oomph.
Yeah.
Oomph.
That's a good one. Oomph. Oomph. I like that word. Oomph. Give yourself some oomph.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give us some stuff. I'm trying to go live as well on TikTok, but that ain't going to help me, is it? Is anybody in the chat? Let me know if anyone's in the chat. First and foremost, Si, how was your week?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, just pretty normal, really.
Normal.
Yeah, pretty normal. I got a little thing to go through and ask you advice on. There we go.
You
See
can do
what you think. See what you think. No, I'll wait till the show gets going a little bit. But when you're ready, I can do it. Yeah.
So I think is what we should do is start off with last week. We was at an event, wasn't we, Simon, last week?
Yeah.
So I think we need to start there, don't we? First and foremost. I know, Paul, you wasn't there, so you'll just have to hang tight and ask us questions as and when you feel that you need to ask questions. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing about it.
Si, I'll let you kick off just as I'm pressing buttons on this one. I'll let you run through your sort of team because, as I say, it was a bit different this week, wasn't it? What we did.
It was a very sort of different place. The people in there were lovely.
Yeah.
The hosts were lovely, but it was different for us. I wouldn't say harder work because I immediately banged into a Polish airman. It was absolutely fantastic. He really was. He gave me a lot of information. He was setting a lot of the equipment off, especially the motion bell. He kept doing that, and that's really what he was communicating through was the motion bell.
Yeah,
and we've got some good voice recordings. And he was he wasn't Jack the Lad, but he was a lieutenant. Came over. He became a platoon leader there. Was also associated with Hornchurch Aerodrome. So that's where, I think I've picked him up there before, but unbeknown. And he fought in the Battle of Britain. He told me he had 10 kills. I think Matt said it was 9. He was taken into Stalag Luft, so he was a prisoner of war. He came back over here and served again in the army. But there's a reason for that. The reason was he was married in Poland. He was married over here.
So he was married twice.
Yeah, so he was married in Poland. But the records won't show you that, but he was. He died over here. And that's the thing that he said. I was standing there, so I said, well, okay, tell me where you're buried. And he went, Gunnersbury, London. And you can hear him actually say that before I say it.
Well, we have got that, I think, on we've caught that on a voice recorder. It's something that I've got to sort of get ahead of and get that up because I'd say I put the video of our session of the motion bell because I recorded our session of
That's
the
good.
motion bell.
Yeah, that was good.
So I put that onto our link, and that was quite incredible. But I'll go into that story in a minute. But the motion bell obviously has worked a treat for both parties here, and it must be quite good for communication. But is what I'm intrigued with is the link of Hornchurch or the airphone, just for the viewers' benefit and all that. Was that documented? Did Matt find the link to that by
Yes, I think he did. Yeah, I think he did.
That's just brilliant. In my eyes, that's just...
And I've walked that airfield and I've picked up in that airfield. And I am sure, but I can't remember. I know the name that I got on Saturday, but you know what I'm like with names. As soon as I've done the investigation, it's over. And the only reason I could remember it was because the Arsenal... Was it the Arsenal goalkeeper, Szczesny?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was his surname.
That's what's quite amazing with the audio capture that we've caught is that you actually hear the whisper of Gunnersbury just before Simon says it, which is amazing, as Kim says there. I just don't know if I can get that across. I don't know how to get audio onto this, so it's something I could look at a later date. But
yeah, our second group, where we were down in the helicopter, that was quite good as well. and Kim was doing the ears. You know the ears? Well,
Yeah.
I call them the ears. We were getting some really, really good results on there, and Kim captured a good EVP there as well. So that's really, it was sort of working on the equipment better than I've known it. Yeah. And I think the amazing story about the helicopter was it wasn't a rescue helicopter at all.
Yeah.
It was a Navy helicopter. Well, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And it was a big old thing, wasn't it?
It was massive, yeah.
Absolute helicopter was absolutely sort of, well, it got about 10 people in it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I would have liked to have been in it to hear it.
Yeah.
Quite loud. Even in
But
my
funny enough, the ears wouldn't work in the helicopter. You had to stand just outside the helicopter. But that could have been.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be, to be fair, but
No, we had to keep standing outside the helicopter. But I know Kim got some good stuff on there as well.
yeah, we had a good session. We had a good session in the helicopter as well, and we had a good session around the back of the helicopter, sort of on the outside as well.
We were in the old village bit, the old where they set them when they set them that air siren off. That was awful. That actually, when that went off, it really did put a lot of the guests felt uneasy.
Well, we had the children over by it. We had the children in the what we called the World War. What they called the I don't know.
Nissan huts. Nissan huts.
Eh?
Huts.
The little huts. You know, at the back at the bottom, like where you come down this ramp, didn't you?
Yes.
And there was like the little shop and things like
That's
that.
it, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was there, and the kids got absolutely terrified from it. Easter's method,
kids, as in spirit kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
spirit kids. But that, I say, I'll go. I say what we picked up on, like from ours. So we had in the. Sorry, I'll just do this. The siren went off while we all sat in the helicopter, and everyone wanted to cry.
Yeah, everybody really got emotional when that siren went off, and that was probably. I know it's I've sort of summed it up in 10 minutes, but time went very quick. The investigation went really quick. I will say that.
Very quick. I must admit,
it didn't linger.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Just to let everyone know, we're also live on TikTok tonight. I'm hoping that the people on TikTok can hear you two talking. They won't be able to see you. They'll see my ugly mug, but they
don't know what they're missing.
Yeah. So if you do on TikTok, it's all about likes. So can you hit that like button as much as you can if you are watching over on TikTok? But so let's go. We was in the helicopter area first.
Yes.
But we had two energies that we was around the back of the helicopter first, where the plane was, right at the far end, which the hangars are very bizarre there. But the middle one was hangar 1, and the either 2. So the furthest one away from the mess room was hangar 1. It went 1, 3, 2 in the hangars. So where the uniform room was hangar 3, and that was in the middle. So we was in hangar 2 on the other side. So I'm gonna go there and give it. Cheers, matey. Thank you. So we was there, and I was picking up 2 energies, and one was quite frustrated, and I think his name was. Whatever his name was something James. I think it was a double-barreled, and it was either James something Clifford or something Clifford, something James Clifford. I think his name was Charlie James Clifford. And he come forward, but he was very in a panic. He was quite agitated. And I was like, well, look, mate, calm. Look, I talked to you, just calm down. And I had another energy that come through. It stood next to one of the guests. And I said to him, look, are you okay? He went, yeah, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. I'll talk to you in a minute. Deal with this energy first. And I thought, well, that's really quite nice. So we got to this story, and it was something about going on, and he didn't finish something before. He never died in the place, but he died in the hospital, and he was taken out of active duty, and he was put into that hangar to repair the vehicles. And he was telling me that he hadn't repaired something. Don't let it go out. And he couldn't get the message to the unit on time. He later passed away in hospital. But we got his message across, which was lovely. We spoke to the other guy that was a very calm, and he had something to do within the uniform. Is all he kept telling me is, I got the children out, but I didn't get out. And he was a fire officer. He was part of the fire officer. And when you went into the uniform room, there was a burnt helmet. Literally singed, burnt helmet. Not to say that that was his helmet, but everything that we put in front of that helmet, like the K2s went off, everything like that went off on that helmet, which was absolutely fantastic. You know, a bit of evidence, because everything we asked was communicating through the K2 meters, and there was no Wi-Fi there. We had our phones off. So there was a lot of things there that we were nicking out. But the strange thing that, finish that story off quickly. When we got back to the mess room to have our tea break, because we only had one tea break this session, didn't we? That the organisers, or the people, the volunteers that run that, done research on our names for us, and there was a James Clifford or Charlie Clifford, I can't remember which way around it went, actually worked at Manston, who died in hospital, that died in that hangar, and he repaired the vehicles that he was off of active duty because he had a stroke. He couldn't go out. So we got that. But bizarrely, the same sort of feeling happened within the helicopter as what Simon's group had. Now, we sat in there and we were getting clear communication of so are you Mal? It was clear. It was a clear knock-in. It was clear communication. Now, we sort of got a same sort of story. We never got a rescue mission. Okay, we had quite a sad story there. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the names that we got. Okay, but the story that we got was that the helicopter left to go to a distressed military ship of some sort. And when I say distressed, it wasn't sinking or anything like that. It had to take a piece of equipment out to it, drop it off so they could repair the boat, or the ship, I should say, or the vessel, to bring it back into shore at Dover. Now, there was a change in personnel on that day, that his brother, or one of the guy's brothers, got brought on board. Now, as this winch, he got lowered down to help lower down these parts that was needed. And as he got winched back up, the winch, you know, the round thing on the winch slipped. And as he slipped, he fell so far. As it sprung back up, it snapped his neck
Whoa.
and killed him instantly. So they winched him back up, and you know where the bed was?
Yeah.
That's where his body was laying. And we got obviously sort of the feeling of, you know, that helicopter journey back from where they were with the brother. No one was talking. There was up in the sort of, when you walked into the helicopter, you turned left.
Yeah.
So it was down to the far end. We had Pauline down that end and another lady, and Pauline had to leave because she just felt so emotional and just couldn't stay in there anymore because she felt she was going to cry. And the lady opposite her, and where I felt that the energy was sitting, that was the brother of the deceased, was absolutely in bits and inconsolable. But then Mikey did some research of what went on, and there was an incident with a helicopter, not to say that it was this helicopter, but there was an incident where the winch slipped, and after that incident was a different winch system to stop that from happening. It didn't happen. It couldn't happen anymore. After that incident,
Wow.
winch got repaired based on that tragic accident. So we got that same sort of story, not story, because it isn't like the same sort of, but that sadness, that
Oh yeah, the sadness. Yeah, it was.
and it's all I remember saying is, like, I sat on the right hand side. There was two little chairs on the right hand side, and what happened, like, because the chair above you when you sat in there was the pilots. They sat sort of above where you sat, and it's all I kept saying is, all I just kept saying is, I don't know how this pilot got home. I generally do not know how this pilot piloted that helicopter back to safety, because of the atmosphere, the feeling, the sadness that was within that time was horrendous. And it was like it was an autopilot.
Yeah, it probably was though, but it was,
you know,
probably yeah.
But yeah, we got that same sort of feeling within the
yeah. But a good place. It was a good place.
Yeah, it was an excellent place.
Probably the best for equipment, I would say.
Yeah, I thought, you know, the stuff that got back, and what was I say the best bit for us was in the what they call the train area, or where the train bit was.
Yeah. That's
And so
I know Ross and that were picking up children in there as well.
We picked up children the other end, where you crossed the mezzanine floor, you went through the modern aviation bit, down the ramp, and down that sort of back ramp and around was definitely where we sensed the children. But when we was up in the top area where the train section was, just for Paul, it's like a mezzanine floor, Paul.
Yeah.
Walks up these stairs into sort of like a hobbyist area where there was a replica of the train area that used to be here.
Used to come into Manston, actually. Yeah.
And around, it sort of went round sort of like a dead end bit. You sort of went up the stairs, turned right, and you went to the dead end bit. And that's where I placed that bell. We placed the motion bell at the end of that wall, faced it away so it couldn't pick up any of our detection. And we started to ask questions. And it's all I could is all I could kept saying is, it's a name that begins with an S or something like that. It's a name that begins with an S or something along them lines. And I said, it's Steve, nothing. So the group started to sort of say random names out. And there was nothing happened. And I think it was Al or Jane, someone like that went, is it Cyril? Ding! Bell went. Okay. Right. Bearing in mind, for me, I've made that bit of kit and it's just gone off out of the blue on a certain name. So I'm like, holy, right. And the communication started to come and all I said is, I said, he is one miserable so-and-so. And I mean, he is the most grumpiest man that you would ever see. And it went ding like that. And I said, are you confirming you're grumpy? Ding again. I was like, okay, you are quite, what's the word I'm looking for? We are now looking at a very communicative spirit, and he's answering them questions on kilter. So I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, they all started to ask questions. And as you can see if you haven't seen the video, anyone that is watching over on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, there's a video that is on our Instagram, TikTok, and our Facebook of the communication. And he was quite confident in giving you your answers. If he didn't want to answer, it'd be deadly silent. We were just asking questions, but he had and it's all he kept saying to me, and Simon will back me up on this one. When spirit give you a name of something, they will never just give you a name of how you want it. So they won't just come up and say, yeah, my name is Dave so-and-so. Is all I got is he kept saying to me, my second name is Ironic. I'm thinking, your name can't be Civil Ironic. It's just not a thing. So then I got, in my head, I have to start sort of thinking, well, what is, and his name was Funnel, Fun. And he was far from anything. And we said, is your name like Funnel or Funnel? He went, ding, like that. So we knew we was in that sort of ballpark. But the funniest thing was that he would always ding the bell when you mentioned grumpy, miserable, and it became quite funny. And he had a sense of humour. He didn't not have a sense of humour because he was playing the game. And one of the group, the volunteers of RAF Manston, said, do you like the train station, or do you like the children playing at the train station? Nothing, because I don't know if you knew, Simon, but you had to put 20p in the train thing, and it moved.
No, I didn't know that.
It moved the train right around. It showed you the route up and down. Okay. And I said, I don't think he really likes children, and he finds them quite vulgar. Ding on the bell, which we just erupted into tears. So we got sort of the story going. He worked on the railway somewhere in Manston, around the area, but he didn't work directly there, but he had worked at the base at some point.
Yeah, I think most of the spirits there either didn't work there. They were stationed there for a while. So they'd be there for a while. They never stayed there.
No, I sort of got reading between the lines. That's where it sort of come from. Yeah. So when we found out he was on the railway station, the volunteer called her husband in because he was a train person. What do you call them? A twitcher? Is it a twitcher or is that a bird?
Oh, it's anorak.
An anorak. And that's, you know, so that's
Yeah.
that's what we called in, and he started to ask questions because did they work in gangs? And he went ding, and Alex went, what, about 20 of you? Nothing. And someone said there was 14 of you, wasn't there? Ding. So I say the communication was so intelligent that it was bizarre over my head. Do you know what I mean? It was really, really interesting. And then Alex, the volunteer, started to ask a few questions of experiences in that area that she'd had. And it's answered some of her questions because he'd caused the experience. He doesn't like the door open. When you go up the stairs to your right-hand side, there's a door. Alex and a volunteer left that open one night, and as they were closing up, the door slammed shut and scared them both. And Alex asked, "Did you do it?" Ding! Straight away.
Wow.
Said, "You don't like the door open, do you?" "No. Shut the doors. Must keep the doors shut."
Weird, isn't it?
So it was really, really intelligent.
Yeah, it was intelligent communication there. Yeah, it was. That's
And
what I've
then
also read.
we bypassed. I don't know if we bypassed the modern day area.
No, we sat in there. We did sit in there.
I not to say I didn't get anything in there. It was more the fact I wanted to go round the corner and down the ramp into that sort of little villagey sort of area. Yeah. And I think that was probably the not that it was hard to work there. It was really, really hard to work there. But the story that we got there was, you know, quite sad. And it was based on the mayor. The mayor, I don't quite know what had gone on, but when you set off the fire, the air raid siren, it pushed loads of kids into a frenzy, like in a right panic. So I said to the group, just look, get them into the middle and we'll back them into the middle, like, and keep them safe. And they were very fun, but they went around the group. They sort of done a little bit of hand holding, but they were very frightened of the energies that were looking over the mezzanine, coming from the side and coming from down the stairs. Now, we had one of the REM pods based at the base of the ramp. And I said, someone's coming down the stairs that doesn't want the children here. And the REM pod went straight off. Once again, one of my designs, it went off. I was over the moon, couldn't believe it. And I was like, okay, calm down. Everyone's got to sort of calm down, children. You've got to tell me what's going on. And one of the children come out and said to me that if they'd let me stay here, we wouldn't have died. And I said, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? And it was very sporadic. They wouldn't communicate very well. And all of a sudden on the mezzanine, there was an energy that come across the mezzanine floor. So I thought, I'm going to go up and stand in that area and see what's at the mezzanine floor. Now, there was an energy up there that was quite... it was very matter of fact. Well, I think we would say that he was a job's worth and didn't look outside the box, because what happened is that he wouldn't let the children stay there. He would not let the children stay where they were supposed to stay, and he made them leave. and he worked at RAF Manston. He was some form of high ranking officer, whatever that, I don't know. Is it lieutenant or colonel, lieutenant or sergeant, or however that works? And there was 3 other guys with him, and they just did whatever he told him to do. Whatever they said, they did. Now there was an energy that come in, and he was so frustrated with what these guys had done. There was like a head to head, but he feared for his life. And I said, look, I'm coming down. And he went, don't go down there. They're going to hurt you. And when I walked down there, I got surrounded by Stuart, Henry, Al, and someone else. I can't remember who it was. And it was almost like they were pinning me in, but I stood between them and the children. And all I just kept saying is, they beat me, they beat me, they beat me. And where I went, where he was standing, Mikey said, that's really strange. He said, for the last 5 minutes, I've had this pain in my stomach, like someone's kicking me. And he got a couple of other people to go up there and stand in that area. And people were getting punched and kicked. And he took a beating. He took a beating by these RAF people because of what he stood for. And unknowing to me at this time, Alex was talking to Henry and kept going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So we finished everything. And at the end of that session, Alex come up to me and said, what you've just picked up is a very well-known story within here and Ramsgate tunnels. The mayor of Ramsgate, or whatever it was, tried to keep the children safe, but the RAF or the military personnel wouldn't let them stay there, sent them out, and they got hit by a stray bomb. There was about 17 children that got hit by a stray bomb. If he'd kept them where they was, they would have survived.
Yeah, because Kim's just saying there, we had 2 girls in that area, that same area, that couldn't leave. Really random.
So
really random. And I think Sandra got a picture of them. I don't think Sandra's on here tonight, but one of them went to James in our group and sat on his lap. And it was quite a, yeah.
And it was there, and it was like quite a hard hitting story. But once again, once you went around the corner, that story is well known. It's got a whole storyboard to it because the mayor tried to save all the children, and the mayor took a beating for what he did because he stood up against. I'm not saying it. Please don't think I'm saying it was anything bad to do with RAF Manston. That's not what I'm saying. Is what I'm doing is I'm saying it was the high-ranking officers of the time.
They probably had to follow protocol. They probably had to follow that protocol.
They were Jobsworths.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Exactly. That's the only thing I can put it down to is full and utter Jobsworths. Nasty thing to do, nasty thing to say, I know, but yeah, they shouldn't have done what was done in my eyes, but it's done. It's done and dusted, and we got that story. So for me, probably one of the most, out of everything I've done in my EGH events side of things, every session that I did and every story that I got was confirmed, backed up with proper hard book evidence. They worked here, they were here, they did that, names, this, that, and the other. Now, out of 25 years that Essex Ghost Hunters has been running as events, that's something that I've never personally experienced. Yeah, I've been to places and I've got this story, and people go, well, yeah, there's a story like that. You're not far off it. And I can live with that because I know spirit is not easy to understand sometimes. And there's a good chance that we're going to get something wrong along the line.
Of course.
But this one was like, holy hell, you know. And it was getting backed up with evidence with the K2s, the motion bells, and things like that. We got, I don't think we got anything on the fleur. The dowsing rods worked really well in there, like excellently in there, like really communicated with us in there as well, which was good.
Sounds like a great night.
I tell you, I personally,
Yeah.
the difference being, Paul, is that it only finished at 11:30. We had to
Yeah.
be at 11:30, so we had two 2-hour sessions, which we're not used to. We normally run sort of an hour 15, an hour 20. We have a good 15-20 minutes break. We go again. And I think it sort of backed you into a place where, look, you've got to get everything in this session because you can't get back here for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, get everything you can. And it also gives you an ability to work, because I don't know about you, Simon, that it actually give you that little extra bit of time to work. I didn't feel I had to rush to get my story going, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but it seemed to go as fast as any other thing did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think
it seemed to go really quick.
Did you say one thing? I say weirdly, very weirdly, there was 2 groups never touched the spirit board.
No,
which is really bizarre. I don't know. No, we didn't.
No, it's really weird.
Really
Didn't
bizarre.
even think. I didn't even think about that. Do you know that?
No, I didn't say it.
To me, that shows that it was a good investigation, a good night. Because, you know, sometimes if things fall a bit flat, then you go onto the spirit board to try and get things going again.
But I think there was a lot of things to look at, wasn't there? There was a lot of it was very hard to not let your mind look at what you wanted to look at as well. It's very hard to do what you do and not be in the moment. Yeah,
you were in it, and it's a place that put you in it rather than.
And that's what I find quite amazing with it, really. And it did go quick, and it was, you know, just that not to say that we need confirmation, because that's not what I'm saying, but sometimes it's nice that you have the people there at a drop of a hat that have actually investigated the names. As soon as they like the volunteers there were so intrigued that they would, they wanted to see, come back straight away and say, look, you got that name, that's there. And it almost felt like they wanted to address them energies.
Yeah. And they probably wanted clarification to things that they've witnessed there as well.
So I think they run it. I think they do their own paranormal investigating there as a team.
I think their team does. I think they do. I think they spend nights there doing it themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So I suppose it's nice that people come in and clarify some of what they're getting.
I think you're right. I do generally think you're right, Simon.
And I mean, see, I forgot. It's a shame Sandra's not on here, because you know that mezzanine bit where you said it goes into a dead end. Sandra was working with Ross and can't remember who else she was working, but they were seeing shadow figures walk across that end bit, which is again really strange. I didn't see that, so
see anything that.
Oh no, Ross quite clearly saw about 3 or 4 shadow figures. Really. So, and that's a guess.
And you know, it's not to say that. Look, don't get me wrong, because it's not to say that I didn't know what to expect. I generally didn't know what to expect from the night.
No.
And I don't mean that disrespectful to. I didn't know where it was going to go. I really didn't know where the sort of the activity was going to go. I didn't know where I was going to get it from, if that makes sense, because it was like the mezzanine floor bit where the train bit was. I was not dreading it, but I was thinking, I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything there. When I did the walk around, that's not what intrigued me, if that makes sense. No. And I'm thinking, right, I know I've got to go there. I know I've got to go there. And I know I've got to go there. And I'm thinking, holy hell, if these little areas don't work out, where am I going to go? Because I don't quite necessarily think we're going to hit the brief here. And then when we went into that, straight up that mezzanine floor and only to the top of the stairs, and I put the bell there, and I think, you know.
Yeah. As soon as that happened, then we were away. It was okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was with you on that one. 100% on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was as I say, Paul, fantastic night. That's all the stories that I can.
There's probably more stories that I've forgotten. Kim and Sandra could probably tell you more, because there were more stories there. I just can't remember. You know what I'm like.
Yeah, I'm sort of pretty good at remembering. Not to say what I got, but in my head, I'd sort of recollect.
I did get somebody downstairs, and I can't remember what his name was, but he was telling children off. The face in the glass. You know, in that new bit, where the old Manston trolleys were.
Right. No, we never went there. So
we went there, and there was like a room there, like depicting, I don't know, it was a living room or something. So, but we kept getting faces in the glass. Quite strong. Yeah. So, I think, you know, it's probably one of those places where we did actually need more time. I know we always say we need more time, but that was probably one of them that we did.
No, I don't quite know.
I think there was probably lots more there that we weren't seeing. Because if you sat there, yeah.
Did you get any faces in the glass, Kim?
Did
you get anything that, you know, we can pop up on the screen? I don't know if it would. I don't know how I'm going to get the. I really don't know how. I'm going to.
Yes. Yes. Looking at it.
I don't send them. I need you to send them to the email, Kim. Send them to the email, info@essexghosthunters.co.uk, info@essexghosthunters.co.uk. I might be able to bring them up on the screen to try and jog Simon's memory. And if possible, Kim, could you see if you could forward the EVP as well through the email, because I might be able to play it. If I can play it, it used to be a thing where you used to be able to connect your WhatsApp to the computer, which was absolutely brilliant. But now it don't let you do it. You can do it on your iPad, but you can't. Oh, did that work? I bet it don't work. But I got to sign back in. So look, we're gonna try and get you some some pictures and the EVP over if it will work. I don't know if it work. I'll leave the inbox up so I could see it if it comes through. But then we can play that. But yeah, for me, different night, thoroughly different night because of how we had to work. And I think sometimes that
tests us. Yeah.
I definitely believe that does test us. 100%. I do generally believe that tests us when it comes to that side of things.
Changes things up a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. It gives you something to work with rather than, not to say, don't take the, how do I say it? When we do venues, when you go back to the same venue that you've been to, your brain is on that autopilot of what you're looking for, and that is a bad thing. Not a bad thing, but it's an annoying thing because that, for example, use the obvious one, Kelvin and Act nuclear bunker. You go straight to the middle floor, and straight away you're looking for the grumpy colonel in the corner that will talk to you and don't like women, blah, blah, blah. Your brain can't leave that alone. But when you go to the newer places that you've never been to, straight away, your brain's flat. It's gone. It's a total mind dead end because you've got to now go fresh.
But then I think sometimes it's training your brain because, you're saying about Kelvedon and you're saying about the Colonel. I haven't picked up, well, I could easily pick up on the Colonel if I wanted to, but now I ignore him.
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's training your brain away from it. He's
there. That's what I'm saying. You walk through that. Say when you you do a walk around, okay? In your mind, that when you do that walk around before the night goes, you know what's there, because you've been there, you've walked it, you've done it so many times. The only place in the bunker that throws me completely is the ground floor. There always seems to be a room that turns up that we've never been in after sort of 10 years of doing it every year. But do you know what I mean? You straight away, you go to the tunnel, you know what you're expecting in the tunnel. Your brain is already looking to one end of the tunnel, to the other end of the tunnel, because we know that we're going to see a light or a shadow moving in that distance, because that's what's there in your head. Do you know, that's just how it feels. And when you go to these new, I've got the, how do I save that? How do I save that? Must be a way. There must, sorry, I'm trying to desktop audio one. And this is what I'm saying. When we go to these newer places, that is straight out of your, do you know what I mean? It's straight out of your head before you've even...
You're putting yourself out of your comfort zone, aren't you? You're stretching it again. So, you can be comfortable in, I don't know, Kelvin, and you can probably be comfortable where we've done a couple of times before because you've got that fallback. Yeah. You can go and communicate. But now we had no fallback. We didn't know it was going to be there. We didn't know if anything was going to be there, to be honest, did we? So you work it. Yeah, you are working harder. Yes.
Right. So, for everybody, turn your tellies up, turn it up loud, because we have got the audio, okay? I don't know if it's going to work, but we will hit the button and see. So I'm going to ask Paul and Simon to be quiet while we play the audio. Okay, here we go.
Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury. Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury. Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury. Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury. Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury. Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury.
So I let that repeat and repeat because I think, you know, did you hear that, Paul? Did you hear the?
Clear as day, mate. Yeah.
And it's very, very clear. That's not even a. It's not even a.
It's not like it sounds like the word Gunnersbury. It is the word Gunnersbury.
And he's buried there.
And there is something.
He's actually buried.
Well, but I still can't work that out. There is another. If you listen again, there is another whisper of something, but what that is, I don't know.
Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury. Yeah, there. Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury. Yeah. Where are you buried? Gunnersbury. This guy's buried at Gunnersbury.
Yeah, it's too close to Simon confirming Gunnersbury, isn't it?
Yeah. There's something. It's if it was trying to say something else.
Yeah.
As well. So
he did tell me he's got a special. You can find his plaque at Gunnersbury. There's something very special at Gunnersbury. I will go there one day. I will go there, and I'm going to try and find it.
It's just, is there a military? Is there a military? Anything there? Is there a military? Is it a special military burial or?
When I said, will I be able to find you? He said yes.
So you know, it's a very, very, very clear.
Really clear.
EVP, absolutely as clear as day. EVP. So, you know, we can't knock that because you can hear it quite clear. So yeah, Paul, not rubbing it in. You missed a good night. But yeah, I just thought it was really good night,
yeah,
and it just makes you. I think a lot of people walked out there that night with, you know, thinking, wow, that was a good night. Because even the regulars, I think, experienced something different there as well. You know, there was, you know, I think they even got something just a tiny bit different out of that evening.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. Any more to add to that, Simon?
No, I think it was a really good night. Yeah, it was right up there. Yeah,
good. Any questions for anybody in the chat that if you want to fire over to us, start to fire over to us if you want to now. Not to say you couldn't in the first place, I just didn't say it at the beginning of the show. But yes, Simon, you wanted to ask a question at the beginning of the show. You say when we got now half hour to discuss it.
Okay.
And then let's go from there.
I'll tell you what happened. Tuesday night, yeah. You know, I'm going to, later on in this month, I'm going to Yorkshire to have a look at where Paul's story was about the hub, and I'm also going to see Tilmorden, where the Tilmorden incident was. So anyway, often before I go to sleep, I like to go and do a little bit of astral travel, if you like. And I always take, I think it was Tina told me, or somebody told me, always illuminate your rope. So when you want to come back, you can always do it. Now, okay, so I don't know if I've fallen asleep or what happened to me, but when I've done it before, I've always come back to my rope and come back. So I started to ask questions about Skipton and Allerton, where this place is meant to be. So I'm on a journey, and as I'm on a journey, I come across the sea. On one side, I can see a bay, sandy bay. This side, I can see a sandy bay and a beach. On the other side, I can see a harbour. But the most significant thing I can see is a really large building on a hill, and it's either a church, castle at the top of the hill. Don't know where I am, but so I'm landed on the beach, or I'm walking on the beach, and somebody says to me about the tides. I don't know who it was. So which I say, I'm not going to be here long. I'm going to the mine yard. So don't worry about it. Don't bother. So next thing I know, I'm walking up a real cobbled street, very, very steep, with a rail going to the side of it. I've never been here, never seen it. And I end up in a car park with Joe. Now, we're walking, and I'm walking and talking as normally Joe as I would be. And I enter like a forest area, or what maybe I think is a mine yard, or whatever I'm calling a mine yard. I don't even know what a mine yard is, but this is what I'm calling it. And there's other people or beings around. I can't see the faces, but there's other people around, not talking and not really moving. So me and Joe carry on. And then I can start to hear helicopters. And I would say probably 1, more 2, more 3, more 4. And the strange thing was, I think I said, oh God, what's happening here? And that's really when it does get even stranger, because it's like a hexagonal ball. That's what I would say it is. Probably the size, 2 sides of a tennis ball come towards me. Come very close to the body. They start at the feet. Now, they're not touching me. They don't actually touch me at any time. And it was like a whirring noise. Probably, and Russ knows I'm not in sci-fi. I don't watch sci-fi films. I don't do it. But it's like a whirring noise. And I'd say it's a drone. And then it flies up towards my face. So it's probably there, inside of my face. And I look in, it has got one eye. It's looking at me. It's gone around my head, and I could see it happening to Joe as well. It's going around my head. And then it's gone. And Joe said, we're in trouble now. So I grabbed him, I grabbed my rope, and I woke up. So that was Tuesday night. So I thought, right, I'm going to sleep on it. Nothing.
Well, before you go on, do you feel this was dream-like state? Was this a dream?
It's clear as day. It's clear as day. I was talking to you now, as I was talking to people. So I don't think I was, but I woke up with my rope.
So do you feel that
Huh?
Do you feel you'd fallen asleep?
Yeah, I could have done.
Right. Okay.
I can't say as I didn't, but the strange thing was I was attached to my rope when I woke up or come back to consciousnness.
Okay.
I was in my rope. So usually if I'm dreamt,
you woke up as soon as you grabbed your rope.
I was when I woke up or when I come back to consciousness, I was with rope. I'm holding on to my rope.
No, I mean when you grabbed Joe and then you grabbed your rope, did you wake up then?
Yes. Yes. I grabbed Joe, grabbed my rope. But I've got to get out of it. Now, do you think that's just playing on my consciousness for what we're going up there? But I wasn't really conscious of going up there. Or do you think I'm getting a vision of what's going to happen when I get up there? Because I tell you what,
I just say one thing. I don't know if Paul noticed this. When Simon started to talk about, I'm going to call it a dream at the moment because I don't quite know where you was at the time of. I know you said you was doing your meditation, so I've put meditation / dream. But if I call it just for a dream, for the argument of the, so I'm not saying you did fall asleep.
I might have done. I
Did
could
you
have done.
notice, Paul, that the sound went completely distorted?
That's why I leaned forward because I was struggling to hear.
When Simon started to talk about the dream, it all got distorted. But when you started to finish it, and when you started to say what it was, when you stopped, your voice come back and it didn't distort anymore. So that to me says there's a link between that distortion, and so it's either watching now or I don't quite know if I can, not to say the Men in Black side of things, because that's not what it is, but once you've done as many shows as me and Paul have, and when we've been taken off air or had strange phenomena happen mid-show, it almost felt like it was not, didn't like it being told. And
the bay's familiar, but
bay base. Did you say sorry?
The bay, as I come in, the bay is very familiar, and the harbour's very familiar. I've never seen the. I'm going to say castle. A castle. It was a castle at the top of the hill. I can see the castle, and I'm not going up to the castle.
But so the bay. Are you talking about a bay with water?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So if you want my take on that, then where you're going in Skipton is nowhere near water because that's in middle, isn't it? That's right in the middle. That's in the right. Skipton's in the middle. You're not on now. I can't help, but as soon as you said bay and castle, I can't help but my brain went to Whitby. I can't tell you why, but my brain said Whitby.
Yeah.
Something Whitby.
Cobbled Street.
Never been to Whitby.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is linked to where you're going because you're talking about Bay, Skipton. If you're saying to me Skipton is in right smack bang.
That Skipton's near.
You're not near water. Well, you get obviously near water where you'd have rivers, but a bay, it says to me that'd be coastal.
Yeah, it's sea. The sea's there. It's the sea.
And if I remember rightly, because I've been Whitby, I could be mistaken, but I think it is quite a steep walk down. Certain parts.
I was walking up. I was struggling walking up.
It was quite steep, and I'm pretty sure. I'm assuming this is Whitby. I could be wrong, but I remember going there. Excuse me. And they run a bus service for people that struggle with walking because of the steepness of it. There's a famous street, a famous cobbled street there.
It's got a handrail. I was having to use this handrail all the time.
I could be thinking of somewhere different, but I remember when I went up, I'm sure it was Yorkshire.
But then I moved on from there. I did move on from there. I didn't stay. And then I ended up in a car park.
Hold on. I'm trying to get images of Whitby Castle. It's quite grand, Whitby Castle. Actually, it's actually quite a few. I think Whitby Abbey is right on the bay in Yorkshire.
It's up on a hill. I'm on the bay, and Yeah, I'm on the bay. I can see it up there. See, it's still vivid. It's still so vivid, and my dreams are usually gone. And I walk that way.
Does it look like that, Si? Si, does it look like that? The top of the hill.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah,
is it
yeah.
water?
Yeah, yes. And I've walked that way. Up. I've never been that way.
You can see.
When I was a child, but no.
Don't know if I can. Hold on. I'll just do
No.
share screen. Allow. So just for everybody, that. Can you see that, Simon? That's the Abbey of Whitby. There's the bay, quite clearly, and you can if you look, there's the top of the houses. So there's obviously quite.
I can see houses before there. So they're down.
So that's that one. Sorry, Paul, go for it.
I missed it. If you showed another picture, I'm sorry. I was just scrolling through on that. That's the kind of looking.
Yeah.
That's from another angle.
Yeah, so I can see it up there. So I'm standing here.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why I wanted to say to you Whitby. I just couldn't.
Really weird.
Sorry, I know this is hard to do like this, but if you can see, there's a really steep pathway running up there. It's hard to see. I'm trying to get it on my camera.
Yeah, and it's that path. Yeah, it's that pathway I'm walking up.
But if you
really
look,
struggling, I was really struggling.
But that path, see that picture there, Paul?
Yeah.
It almost looks like the castle is at the entrance of the halfway up that picture.
Yeah, it does. It splits. It forks off. I'm just looking at other pictures. Look how steep that.
That's it. That's what I've walked up. That's what I've walked up because I'm on that route. And I'm walking up.
So
yeah, that's exactly where I went with that, Russ, when you were saying that.
You for all intents and purposes, Simon, you're a long way from Whitby. You're closer to Blackpool than you are Whitby.
Perhaps you need to take a detour.
A long way up. You're not far off of Middlesbrough. There is Skipton Castle.
That's where we're back. That's where I'm staying. I'm staying within 2 miles of Skipton Castle. That's where I'm staying.
You've got Skipton Castle.
Perhaps it's there.
But Skipton Castle looks a little bit like Shrewsbury. Let me go and Google Skipton Castle to get images.
So we're staying right near Skipton Castle.
But there's no bodies of water.
Okay. Oh well, I'm probably imagining this, but it was very vivid that these people, they weren't. I can't say that they weren't people because I couldn't see that they were people, but they were beings. There were things there.
I say there's no bay. Skipton Castle looks a little bit like. Hold on, let me see if I can click on that. I'm trying to get you pictures so we can talk.
That handrail, where was that, though, Paul?
Whitby.
I'm going to come back to you guys and then do another screen share.
I don't think I've ever been to Whitby.
I think that's it. So that looks to me like that's Skipton Castle.
Well, I'm near there.
There's no hill apart from. See this bit? You can't see my mouse, can you? There's where the green is. That to me looks like a body of water. That looks like, but you know, like Warwick Castle, where you had that river running back. But that doesn't look uphill. That looks like it's all not level, but the houses are on the same height. It doesn't look like you'd have to walk up a hill to that.
All right.
Not, but I can't. Obviously, we're looking at a picture.
Yeah.
That doesn't give you depth of field. But the one that it's a little river that runs behind it, Simon, of Skipton.
Okay. But when the helicopters come and that, I wasn't near water. I was in a forest. I'd gone from there. I wasn't there anymore. I was in, and it was definitely helicopters.
It is on the high bank of the river, but is that
it's not the same though, is it? As a bay, if you're looking out to a bay.
Yeah. You say, if I give you the, let me just see if I can. So hold on, bear with me a moment, guys, just for Simon's benefit. Simon, share screen. Right, so I'm going to go here, share your screen. You'll see that's where you are, yeah? Skipton Castle there.
Yeah.
I don't quite think I can zoom in and out. And if you tell me if that.
There's no water there. There's no water there, but that's green. Okay.
Does that zoom out?
Yeah.
So there's Whitby right up the top there.
Yes, it can't.
So you're near a Blackpool.
Yeah.
Then you are. There's Whitby right out there. So you're probably in excess of what? I don't know. Looks like another 100 miles away. But
okay. And Tilmalden, we're looking for Tilmalden as well. So Tilmalden's quite near there.
I don't know. How do you spell it? I can show you.
TOR MOR DEN.
No, you're going the other way.
Yeah, you're going the other way.
That's all right.
You're a long way from it.
No, not from there.
You are.
All right.
Hold on, let me zoom in. I can't see Skipton on the map anymore.
Yeah, it's above it. You've just zoomed in too much. So if you go pretty much straight up.
Oh yeah, look, there you are.
Yeah.
You're going right past it. there's Simon's mapping skills.
No, because that's the Skipton part is where
coming off of this. I'll bear with me a minute.
Is where Paul is. Paul.
Yes, exactly. He did give another name, didn't he, to it?
Allerton. So that's up Skipton, but I think it's about an hour to Tilmalden. That's nothing really, is it? It's not there.
Well, not up them sort of countries. It's like driving in Wales, isn't it? It's probably like 10 miles and you take an hour to drive anywhere.
Yeah, it probably is.
That's probably how it is.
So I can go all right then.
It's how you take it. It's how you take it. Would it stop me from going? Hell no, of course it wouldn't.
No, I don't think it's going to stop me from going. No, it's definitely not going to stop me from going because now I'm curious.
Would I fear it? No. It's going to do what you want it to do because obviously you're calling it forward. But is what you've done is not to say it's wrong or right, but how you've said it to how I see it is that you're a very spiritual person. If I put you in a forest, and you felt fear, you'd fear fear. If I put you in a forest and you felt calm, you'd feel calm. I've got from what you've sensed from this is that it's fearful. And that is the concern that I would have, because I don't think if you didn't, it's just the way you've said it to us is not something I would. You've already, what's the word I'm trying to look for? You have put it in a way that I feel that there's something untoward to it.
I'm out of my comfort zone because I don't think it's spiritual.
No, but if I said to you, I'm going to put you in Rendlesham Forest,
Yeah.
and you deal with what you dealt with before, you would have no problem with that.
No.
Because you've dealt with extraterrestrials. So it's not, in fact, if for a better phrase, it's not out of your comfort zone. You can deal with that. It almost feels like something is telling you otherwise. And I think that is where you need to visit. What is telling you to be fearful of that or be careful of that?
Did you feel fear, or before Joe said?
I didn't feel fear from the helicopters because I just thought, here we go, that's strange. Whatever we're looking for is near. What I did feel,
Joe say we're in trouble. Did you then go, shit? Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable when these hexagonal flashing balls come around me and didn't touch me, but come up to like in your face, if you like. And I'm not a person that watches Doctor Who, Star Wars, or anything like that, because I don't. It's not one of them things that I would watch. But this was something like out of that, and it was making, I don't know. And so I wouldn't say I was fearful of it. I just thought, what the hell is it going to do? So I was uncomfortable. Yeah. What the hell is this doing? It was obviously observing. And the other people, it wasn't round the other beings there. It wasn't round them. It was just round me and Joe.
So you're happy with the word observing?
Yeah. Well,
so then I don't
put it this way: if it probably happened to me, and I heard the helicopters, I'd be on my feet. I probably would do a poll before anything could get to me.
No, I don't think. As I say, I don't. Not to say that you should be fearful, because that's what you are. I think that's what you're going for. So, you're going to call it forward, and that's what it is. But as I've said in previous talks about extraterrestrials, I don't think they give a flying toot about us as beings.
No,
and if we call it forward, I think we have to take what we take from it. I don't. I say there's no such, there's no such thing as protection against these things, because it's another life form. It's another human being. But if we're looking at Hollywood, if we're looking at other people's, what's the word I'm looking for? Other people's, experiences with these balls of light that are flashing around them, then I think you have to be cautious, obviously. It's something that's, but then that's something that we've experienced within the spiritual realm as well as extraterrestrial realm.
Yes, we have, yeah.
You okay.
But then you say sorry, come on.
Go on, Paul, sorry.
I was saying, you're saying that you think that, they don't really give two hoots about us and things like that. But if Simon's found a way of tuning into that frequency and communicating, then they're going to pay attention because someone can communicate.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm not here to disagree with anything that anyone's saying. I'm just, I'm not a strong advocate of all these extraterrestrials here to save us. I think they're quite willing to let us blow out of each other and not give a flying monkeys. But that's what I'm saying. If what is the fine line, including ourselves, because we all do it, is yes, we've found that, Simon's found that communication, Joe's found that communication, but is that what they're looking for? When we talk about inductees and abduction people, are they the ones that, I suppose I shouldn't be saying it when Simon's right there because I don't want to shit him up, but is that what they're looking for? Is that ability to communicate? Is that ability to go with what they're looking for? So yeah, Simon having that ability to do that is maybe, Dracula's blood, for all we know. I don't think it is, but because I don't quite think Simon's in the area that he's going to see this. I think that what he's in his dream, I think, is quite of an important, or the experience, the vision, I think is of an importance. I think that's of an importance. I really do think that's of an importance. I think the bay, if this wasn't important, why would Simon say bay? And not Simon, but the whole thing is drilled around this castle on a hill with water and a bay. We're talking about a steep step that he's holding on to with a cobbled street. And everything we've shown Simon regarding to Whitby has pretty much ticked all the boxes there of what he was having that vision about. So as a logical brain, I think Simon will at some point in the near future be at Whitby and have to go.
Can you do me a favour? Can you just ask Nan and text me later if I ever been to Whitby with her and Granddad? I don't think I ever have. Because perhaps I've been there as a child, but I don't think.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, subconsciously, you might have taken a picture of what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, if Mum would be well, Mum, text Simon or myself. Text Simon because I've got my phone linked into something else. So
yeah, have I been to Whitby, Mother? You ever taken me to Whitby, Yorkshire?
I suppose it would have been an area because it's a seaside area, isn't it? It's a seaside town, isn't it? But isn't that Dracula country as well? Whitby is Dracula country, isn't it? That's where Dracula was so-called buried, or
No, I've never been. No, I've never been to Whitby. Thanks. Thank you.
I'm sure Whitby is Dracula country, isn't it?
Well, I've never been there. I don't know. So how do I know this place? I've got to have travelled there then. I've got to have been there.
Yeah, Whitby Dracula. Whitby Dracula Festival called Whitby Gothic Weekend, an annual event held in April and October in celebration of the culture, live music, blah, blah, blah. Drawing thousands to the town, which inspired Bram Stoker's novel Dracula.
Okay.
Yeah, I say it was buried. It's not, is it? So
I've never dreamt of those lights before, Kim. No, and I don't know what the noise was. I didn't hear one.
Yeah, I didn't hear no noises neither. Paul, did you hear?
I didn't hear noise.
Good.
No, so I did. No. Kim, that's your end. But yeah, no. If you want my side to it, I think the details that you give us, if they wasn't important, you wouldn't have told us the details, or they wouldn't be as vivid as I think the importance of. You think last week we was talking about sea, we was talking about under the oceans and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that is where your experience, you could be on sort of the high line, your Rendlesham right next to what is it called, the whatever bay it is there, I can't think, whatever,
Ilford Ness.
And all around there. So
I've been watching Atlantis.
but how far how far do we take it with dreams and letting that mind overtake you? Where does the dreams take you and that? But it does seem quite apt, and I do think you should pay attention to it, but I don't think this time is the time to pay attention to it.
Right, okay.
If that makes sense.
Don't worry about it. I'll
no, I just come out of it and thought that's pretty vivid for a dream as well. I don't usually dream vivid like that. I get snippets. That dream, I could tell you where everything was in that forest. I could tell you what was in the car park, which is stupid. It's stupid.
Well, say you've got to be
okay.
Time stamped it. We'll go back and get it. Yeah, I think I say you can't not use it. If you feel like you're in the place of where it's going to happen, then you have obviously got to be aware of that. So don't base everything on that. That makes sense.
No, yeah. No, it's just it's a very weird thing, and it's not what I normally would worry about. I wouldn't normally worry about it, but
that's the key. That's what I was trying to get to my point at the beginning. That is the key.
I'm not worried about it.
That's the key. I'm sorry. That is the key, because you know when to worry. You also know when not to worry.
Yeah.
There's something there that's telling you to worry. Maybe try and ask the question, where does the message come from? What has told you the message? How you've got this message? Is it spiritual? You think everything that you've done there, you've tethered off. You've done everything in a spiritual sense. So is it spirit guiding you along there? Is it spirit telling you to be wary of something? That's where I would be drawn to.
Well, I would have said yes until the helicopters.
Hold on. We could have a curveball just been thrown in here at the last minute. I've never seen Oxford Castle, so I can't comment.
Yeah, we've been there. We've been Oxford Castle. We have.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, you have. We stood up there. There's a pub there. There's a pub near it. When we were, we have. You have been there.
I haven't been to Alford Castle. I've now got to Google it.
I'm sure you've been to Alford Castle. I'm sure Chrissy was there.
No, I ain't been to Alford Castle.
It's not a bay though, is it? So much.
No, this is a bay. I come into a great big bay.
Well, you can see the bay from the hill. I can hold on. Let me get some. I've never been to Alford Castle. I can tell you that now. Well,
never been in it. I don't think we went in it. Henry was there. I was there.
That's probably when you went with Joe Maz. I wasn't there.
You've been to Alford with us, haven't you?
No.
Yeah, when you went underground. What
are you going on about?
That's Alford. You went underground and you wouldn't let me down the hole because of my knees, and I wouldn't get back up. Me and
I definitely haven't been to this place then. I don't think that's Alford. I've been to Framlingham Castle. I've definitely been to Framlingham Castle. But I've never been to.
where was the one where Jay danced on the pirates thing?
Oh, that was in Sandringham. Sandringham. That's nowhere near Alford. I'm trying to get. I'm going to try. I'm just going to quickly. Let me try and just share the screen quickly because we're coming towards the. So there's all the castles. This is, and there's the steps there. Look, got steps on that picture there. The second one in from there, and there is a picture somewhere that you could see the bay in the distance. Is that it? See the bay? Car park. Got the car park.
Where's the steep cobbled road though that I've walked up?
I don't know if that's it there. I don't know if that cobbled the actual main car park.
What are you feeling when you look at it, Si?
Has it changed? Sorry, it's not changed.
No, that's not it. That's not where I've got. That's not where I've been. That's not where I was on Tuesday.
Right. So we can rule out that one. We can get that. So we've sort of maybe have limited it to a little bit of Whitby Castle. I've showed you a picture of Skipton Castle.
Well, that's where I'm staying.
Yeah, and you didn't feel that it was that. There is cobbles there. I can't see a railing though. No
It's a street. It's got houses one side. The thing that I walked up the other night I come round the corner, had houses up this side, and the rail was that side, and the cobbles went up in steps. It's very, very steep.
It sounds like Lulworth Cove.
I'm going to see if I can show you this picture.
Wherever I've been,
because that's the that is the sort of overall size of share screen. That's it. So that's sort of the over scale of Skipton Castle. I can't see any railings. I can't see any hill. I can't see any car park.
No.
As you can see the river. You can slightly see the river.
I don't think that's it. I know we are staying near Skipton Castle. But,
so that's Skipton Castle.
I'm all right there then, as long as I don't find a forest and helicopters, I'll be all right. If I get up there, yeah. I'm coming on.
That's when you have got to worry.
Yeah.
What was I going to do? I want to go there. I just want to go there because how do you turn layers there? Well, I don't want to scare the shit out of you, but there is a woods behind Skipton called Skipton Woods. I don't know in context where that is, mate. All right. So, oh, yeah, it is behind it.
Okay.
There's water that runs through it as well, by the way. Skipton Castle Woods, it's called.
Okay.
All right. So there is a place called Skip. I will show you. Hold on. Let me just go back. Show you my screen share so you can see. Screen share again. Skip to map show. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what the Rand Dam is, but randomly the castle is there. It looks like there's a pathway that you can walk through it. So
Lovely.
but it's not up a hill.
It's not up here.
You're not uphill. There's the castle there, highlighted.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but you're putting all three of them together. It could be separate areas. You could have a bay in one area that you meant to go to, the steep cobble street in another area. The forest is in another area. You said you kept skipping from place to place.
I did, yes, I did. Yeah, the first thing I remember, the first thing I saw was the bay, and I come in and landed. Well, I'm saying landed in the bay. That's where I first put my feet on terracotta. Was in the bay and looked up. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I'm just seeing if I can see that. That's the car park. So I'm just sort of seeing if it's uphill, and it doesn't look like you've got to walk uphill to the castle. Do you know if we can? There's no hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see, just to try and ease your mind more than anything. That there's nothing uphill that you've got to walk to.
So I'm all right there.
That's Skipton car park. That's Skipton Castle car park. So
Right.
there's nothing there that says it's uphill to me. So
Yeah, but when I was in the woods, I wasn't uphill. I was on.
don't go in the woods then.
The woods, I was flat. It was all right. The first part of the walk was like any normal walk I ever do. Trying to pick up.
There's a round dam.
Oh, God. That looks nice.
Right.
Doesn't it?
That
does look nice. God.
There's the woods.
It looks nice and all.
Does look nice, doesn't it? Okay.
I think you should just keep your wits about your side when you're going about. And if anything knowing that you haven't been there before, then make a note of it. And try and tune in.
Yeah.
And on that note, guys, Gilly also gets Scarborough Castle by sea, cobbled streets with railings on the streets, worth a look. So there's a lot for you to look at, Simon.
I'll tell you, I'm going to look because, I'm not going to go because I'd never do that because you've got to face things.
Just don't panic.
No.
Because I genuinely believe that you could be, I think how you've explained it to us and what we've shown you, there's two different areas. So I think you've got to not panic.
No. Okay.
And on that note, guys, we're over time. So we are going to say goodbye. Thank you for everyone that has joined us.
Thank you very much.
YouTube, all our Facebook channels, Instagram as well, TikTok as well. I'm going to say goodbye on TikTok world, and we're going to love and leave you. Take care, everybody. Go for 24 more minutes of that. So everybody over on Facebook and everything like that, take care. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week. Stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.